as digital lending platforms have increasingly adopted innovative credit models like BNPL, what potential challenges and risks associated with these new financing structures do you envisage, and how do you sense they can be mitigated?
It was akin to, let's say, crypto at one point of time. And even though, even in the Western, see, the bigger issue, and this is digressing a bit, but the bigger issue is that sometimes what we do is something that works in a country like Europe, any country in Europe, we just try to copy and paste it in a very big and very complex land geography and think that it'll work. But what we forget is that there is a lot of customer awareness and education that needs to be there. Having said that, of course, BNPL as a again, just like I won't say the things as controversial as Bhuvan says. He names names. I won't do that. But BNPL has, for like any other traditional credit instrument, has its own set of risks. So the first risk, obviously, is because it's so convenient. People will overuse it. People will get there's a risk of overdebting customers. And the other thing is that, which happened to one of the bigger an educational platform in India, what they were doing is they were giving out a BNPL product or loan to the students, and students even didn't even know that they are getting the loans. Not naming anyone, it was a thing in the news. So again, so first is that customer will use it knowingly. The second thing is that customer is getting charged unknowingly. And then there is the pricing part, right? Wherein so in case of a credit card, you generally know what you are paying. But in case of BNPL, there are so many other fees, and there are things in the terms and condition panels that we hide and check boxes that we take, etc. So all those things are there. But those are things that are there with any other credit piece. The difference, however, is that most other credit pieces, may be a personal loan or maybe an overdraft or maybe a credit card, they have been there for a while. So the regulations there have matured. With BNPL, there have been attempts to make regulations, but there is no such thing as a regulation, which can be used concretely. Disabling is not the right kind of regulation, and letting it roam freely is also not the right kind of regulation. So I think that has also been there. And then of course there is the fraud and other things. But I think is with any other fintech app, you are susceptible to those things. Having said that, now taking the cue from whatever I've said so far, to mitigate this risk, number one is that we need to educate the customers that what a BNPL product is, how is it going to affect your credit score, what a credit score is. There is this very famous study or a stat which says only 20 to 24% Indians are financially literate. Now, in that kind of a country, if you're doing some sort of embedding of BNPL service into selling of products, that obviously it's not the most righteous thing to do. Having said that, even companies need to be responsible, because at the end of the day, if you're increasing the debt of a customer, your risk of defaults also increase. There is no point of overdebting people who can't pay it back. And lastly, I think the regulators have to soon come up with some concrete guidelines that India is a credit hungry country. India is a growing economy. Till up to 2 years back, I used to say there are less than 6 crore credit cards in the country. Today there are 9 crore credit cards. It's going to hit it has increased so fast. In 2-3 years, you've seen so much credit cards being out there. So point is that BNPL is another form of accessible credit. It just needs to be there needs to be regulation that makes sure that people get the best out of it and avoid the worst out of it. So this is one industry as a fintech entrepreneur I'm saying, please regulate so that we know what to do with it, and it should not be the taboo word that it has become today.